Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Accessing Opportunity Employment Resources for People with Disabilities. We're so glad to have you here with us today. My name is Keith, and I'll be your host alongside my co-moderator, Niall.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Niall. I'm one of the accessibility consultants at Humber and looking forward to joining you guys today this afternoon for our session.
Thanks, Niall. If you've just joined us, there is a link to the slides in the chat for anyone who wishes to download a copy and follow along. Before we get started, just a note about Transition to Work. So this event is a part of a series organized by Transition to Work. We have been providing career preparation and resources for individuals with disabilities for the past 7 years. We're fortunate to collaborate with the University of Guelph Humber and Seneca with funding from CIBC to make events like these possible. So now that most of our guests have settled, we're going to begin with a land acknowledgement and a few housekeeping items before diving into today's webinar. Thank you again for joining us. Throughout today's webinar, we are pleased to have ASL interpreters Cynthia and Melanie providing interpretation. To ensure everyone can follow along, each speaker, as well as the ASL interpreters, will be automatically spotlighted on the screen. Thank you, Niall. So let's take a look at our agenda for today. Soon we will be introducing our speakers who will provide an overview of employment agencies as well as a demo of the My Job Match platform. We will then jump into Q&A and we will cover as many questions as time allows, as Niall mentioned. After that, we will have reps from each of the schools who will provide a brief overview of the career resources available. And then we wrap up at 1:15. So we're just going to introduce our two guest speakers today, Sarah and Nick. So it's my pleasure to introduce our first guest speaker, Sarah McDonald. Sarah McDonald is a professional dedicated to driving positive change in social enterprise and employment in the nonprofit sector. As a project manager for My Job Match, she leads this transformative initiative focused on creating more opportunities for individuals with disabilities. In her role at My Job Match, Sarah has been instrumental in delivering innovative employment solutions to employment agencies in Ontario that bridge the gap between job seekers and employers, ensuring a more inclusive workforce. With 2 decades of expertise in public policy, stakeholder relations, and campaign management, Sarah can skillfully maneuver through challenges to achieve concrete outcomes. Her parliamentary roles granted her insights into governance from both government and opposition perspectives. Sarah's experience in the private sector, including roles at Hill and Knowlton, Agnico Eagle Mines, and Visa Canada, provided her with a comprehensive understanding of industry dynamics, corporate strategies, and effective stakeholder engagement. Please welcome Sarah McDonald.
Oh, and sorry, Keith, do we want to introduce both presenters first and then have them speak? Each person speak?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, just so there's less flipping back and forth. And then also Nick Hajiyani will also be speaking after Sarah. He's the manager of disability employment and social enterprises with Community Living Toronto. Just a little bit about Nick. Nick has over 30 years of leadership experience, specializing in disability workforce solutions across government-funded programs. He's dedicated to helping vulnerable job seekers find meaningful employment that aligns with their skills and values. He has led equity, diversity, and inclusion efforts in the GTA's developmental services sector and holds certifications from the Schulich School of Executive Management. Nick is a committed volunteer, has served the Cypriot Community of Toronto and the Cypriot Federation of Canada in leadership roles for over 20 years. He also supports the Al-Qaeda Autism Foundation and the Hellenic Hope Center. Nick's contributions have earned him awards like the Silver Jubilee Medal and Ontario's Exceptional Volunteer Award. He's also a proud husband and father. He values time spent with his family and remains dedicated to improving disability employment services. So first up will be Sarah McDonald.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and especially to the Transition to Work team, as well as the Hubbard College. I'm excited to be here today. Well, I'd like to introduce you to My Job Match. We have been active for the past 2 years, and I'm excited to share a new solution for disability employment in Ontario. I'd like to start off by sharing our mission, our vision, and our values. Our mission is to empower job seekers who have a disability and employers to come together for successful and supported employment opportunities. Our vision is a society that includes people of all abilities being seen, heard, and supported within the workplace. We have 4 core values that really stem and are included into the design of My Job Match. Effective and efficient. My Job Match was first developed for employment supports teams to make an effective and efficient platform that was personalized and impactful for job seekers. We focused on being inclusive and having belonging. We provide a trusted, caring, and inclusive experience for job seekers, employers, and employment supports professionals. Our platform fosters employment opportunities that encourage a sense of belonging for job seekers. And empowerment, which we'll focus on a lot today. We created an environment where people of all abilities can be seen, heard, supported, and celebrated. Job seekers are empowered by having a choice of employment opportunities that match their skills and interests, allowing them to take control of their career paths. And lastly, seamless collaboration. We build and maintain strong connections between agencies, job seekers, and employers, ensuring that the experience is smooth and successful for everyone involved. So what is My Job Match? My Job Match is more than just a digital matching tool. My Job Match goes beyond just simply matching job seekers and employers. We are a network of employment agencies that collaborate to offer a wide range of employment supports. Our goal is to provide comprehensive assistance to individuals seeking meaningful employment opportunities. By working together, we can leverage our collective resources and expertise to create a supportive environment for job seekers. We are dedicated to fostering strong partnerships with local businesses, community organizations, and other stakeholders. This collaborative approach, which is really the focus of My Job Match, allows us to address the unique needs of each job seeker and provide tailored support that enhances the chances of success. Through our efforts, we aim to build a stronger, more inclusive workforce that benefits both job seekers and employers. We believe that working together, we can create a positive impact on the community and help individuals achieve their career goals. So My Job Match, the digital tool side of things. Our matching tool is designed to go beyond just traditional job matching. We bring together employment supports providers who collaborate to create job opportunities specifically for people with disabilities. This collaborative effort ensures that job seekers receive the support they need to find employment. Job seekers can build detailed profiles on our platform. They showcase their skills, their interests, and their experience, And they can also express interest in available job opportunities, making it easier for employers to find suitable candidates. Our platform acts as a bridge connecting job seekers with employers and helping our employment supports teams make those connections. So what is my job match for job seekers? We need a pause there. My job match for job seekers. Our platform was originally designed for agencies, but this past year, we expanded the platform so that job seekers could redeem or create a profile, which I'll show you in a little bit. So My Job Match is an accessible job search tool designed specifically for individuals with disabilities. It's a platform that provides where job seekers can build their profile, they can express interest in available job opportunities, and they can receive tailored support to ensure successful employment. It allows individuals with disabilities to engage in job searches more independently by offering personalized assessments, job matching, and ongoing support. This ensures that each job seeker's unique needs are understood and addressed, making the job search more efficient and effective. So what sets My Job Match apart from other matching tools is that it's human-centric. At each point along the way, there's a possibility of connecting with somebody. And we also have built in a customer service chat feature that you'll be happy to know is not an AI chatbot. It's Eric, our customer service professional, who's there to answer questions as you navigate your employment journey. So how does it work? My Job Match creates matches based on skills, interests, and a location. I'll show you after this slide how we can, a more specific demo of the tool. So how do you get started? You start by visiting our website, My Job Match, selecting to sign in as a job seeker and creating an account. From there, you build your profile. And at a certain point, you can select to work with an employment agency, and there's many noted on the list, or you can proceed independently. Once completed, you can start browsing jobs. Okay, so this is My Job Match, the digital tool. So as I mentioned, to access the platform, you're going to visit My Job Match, and then you'll select to sign in as a job seeker. Now, I've skipped a few steps here for time, but I've built a profile. And this is My Job Match from the perspective of a job seeker who's looking with a disability that is looking for employment. So as you can see, the platform is really broken down into 3 specific visual areas. We have job matches, active applications, and profile. So right off the hop, I can see under job matches that there are 8 opportunities here that match my profile. I can visit my profile and update it under the My Profile section, including tracking the number of hours that I'm looking to work, showcasing my current or past employment, noting skills, restrictions, and I also have the ability to upload my resume and cover letter. The more thorough the platform, the more thorough the profile, the better the matches. So as a job seeker, if I'd like to navigate the job opportunities on the platform, I can visit the job section. I can look at these different options that are noted here, and I can click on it to see more details. I can like the job opportunity, which means it gets saved over in the My Job Matches. or I can hit Start an Application. As a job seeker, if I start application, if I'm working for an employment or working with an employment agency, as soon as I hit continue, that would notify the employment supports professional that I'm working with that I'd like to apply for that position. It would also notify customer support that I'm looking to apply for this position. Any updates or adjustments or notifications can be tracked up in our notification bell. And if a job opportunity comes onto the platform that matches my skills as well as my interests, I'll get an email in my inbox saying that there's a match. If you'd like to go and create yourself a profile and poke around, you're more than welcome to. Again, you would visit myjobmatch.ca and visit the sign-in feature and select job seeker. I'll go back to my presentation now. So disability employment, I'd like to share a little bit about supportive employment more broadly, and then Nick will chat more about the specifics. So here's a visual really kind of breaking down high level how we see the pathway to employment. Employment services really is about creating relationships and understanding the person who's being supported. How we do this, we start at the beginning with engaging. Sessions like today's webinars are one of the ways that we try and engage with job seekers, families, colleges, agencies, to let them know that they can be supported along their employment journey, or that we can partner with them as they engage. Explore. Together, we try to understand where the job seekers are at in their employment journey, and together we develop an individualized employment action plan. Next step is progress. We have tools like My Job Match that matches job seekers with a disability to jobs and employers verified to be suitable for them. And we'll touch on that a bit later too. Services are delivered through regular contact appointments, focusing on improving job readiness and progressing towards the employment goals. And then we start with successful employment. Employers are also supported to onboard job seekers with services sourced by the My Job Match network of employment supports providers. This phase begins when a job seeker starts work and includes supports to transition to employment, as well as managing barriers. And then succeed. Last step. Employers and job seekers with disabilities are supported with My Job Match with ongoing services such as job coaching, consultations, and case management. Retention services, including monitoring at different checkpoints and ongoing support, are offered by by employment services. Let's talk a little bit about what supported employment looks like and what you can expect from services with an agency. First of all, we start with intake. When a job seeker meets with an employment supports professional to talk about their employability and to explore a little bit about what the job seeker is looking for. Next step is job development. Based on what has been discussed at intake, there is a connection with the past and new employers to discuss hiring persons with a disability. So we make that connection with the employer. This job development we do actually as a network of employment agencies so that all the collaborating agencies under My Job Match are really working together to engage with employers. And then coaching. We provide one-on-one job coaching to job seekers for skills development and mentorship support. And we assist the job seeker in discussing any sort of changes with employment or if there needs to be an advancement at work. And lastly, even after employment is secured, we're there to support. Whether it's a new task on the job, we maintain regular contact with the job seeker as well as the employer to ensure that there's employment success. If you're interested in in-person services, we have 4 sites in Toronto, Etobicoke, Scarborough, North York, and Toronto downtown. We can also be reached even using the My Job Match tool, which I encourage you to create an account with. And lastly, well, thank you for your time, and I will pass it back to Keith and Neil and perhaps take some questions.
Thank you, Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to transition back to my, oh, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we have quite a number of questions, but
Sure.
yeah, we'll start with a couple of questions that Keith had sent you yesterday.
Yeah.
Just to kind of get things started. Keith, did
Sure.
you want to go with your first question there? Right.
Sorry, I'm just getting our slides back up.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you, Sarah, for the excellent overview of employment agencies and the very helpful demo of My Job Match. I'm sure many of our attendees today will find this resource valuable in their job search and then in their career journey. So to start off the questions, the first one is, what key factors should someone consider when determining which employment agency to connect with?
Oh, I was just kind of thinking about this in advance. I was like, you know what? It's not dissimilar to dating in that you're kind of exploring whether it's going to be a good match. I mean, when we mentioned earlier in the presentation about human connection, that's really the focus of My Job Match, as well as the services offered by employment agencies, is that you have to have a good relationship with whomever you're working very closely with. So I encourage job seekers to ask a lot of questions, really explore what agencies, services that are being offered, and yeah, keep connecting, whether that's a phone call, an in-person visit, exploring the different resources that are offered and seeing if it's going to be a good fit, because sometimes it's not, as many of us know, employment isn't a 24-hour thing. It's a long journey. So making sure that you have a good relationship with whomever is providing supports would be my advice.
Excellent. Thanks, Farah. Another question I have for you. So, as you know, most of the students on here are folks who have disabilities. So how does My Job Match ensure that employers who are posting jobs are committed to inclusive hiring practices and provide a supportive work environment for individuals with disabilities? Is that?
Yeah, you know what? One of the other aspects, I mean, I could probably spend half a day talking about My Job Match, but one of the other unique aspects of My Job Match is that we do not allow employers directly onto the platform. So when we talk about relationship building, those job postings that are there or employers that we have on the platform, we talk to before they commit to putting employment opportunities up. And part of that discussion is understanding where they're at in their understanding of what hiring in a person with disability means, whether they're willing to offer accommodations. And again, building that relationship of trust with that employer so that as the person comes into employment, there's always conversations along the way. So we do almost like a vetting process before those job postings come onto the platform, because we really want to make sure that it's good from the start.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Thanks very much. That answered that question.
The second thing we wanted to introduce is the prize draw. So it was mentioned in the chat earlier. So the prizes today are 4 $250 everything gift cards. Alison Banbury, our transition to work specialist, will email the winners within 24 hours, asking them to confirm their status as a student or alumni. And then the electronic gift cards will be sent out the next week. I'm going to flip it over to Niall. Yep.
Right. Yes. So we won't have the winners yet. We'll do that shortly. Yeah, that's okay. So I think this is a great time to get into the questions and answers that students have been posting online. And I believe Crystal, if I have correct, will
I
be
can jump in with some of the
we'll be
questions.
jumping into some of the questions. Yes. Thanks.
Perfect. Okay, so a few kind of logistical questions have come up about the website here. First, is there students are asking about like a reference code. Is there a reference code they need?
No, you don't. So if you're currently working with an agency already and they're part of My Job Match, there is a reference code. So that whomever is getting that asking for a reference code needs to go back a step in that online for a job creation, account creation, and they're creating a new account, and it should bypass that reference code. So that's a user step by step, and I'm happy to send instructions in a almost like a brochure if or to help people navigate the creation of account if needed.
Thanks, Sarah. Sorry, another question here. Creating a profile. Are students able to edit information on their profile after they've created it?
Yes, you could go back in and you can click, there is a function where you can edit your profile, you can add more skills and interests, you can update your employment history, you can upload a new resume, you can so there is lots of functionality. So it's not set in stone as soon as you click save. It's very you have the ability to modify anytime you want.
Awesome. Thanks, Sarah. A few more questions coming in here. And these are great. So if you still have questions, keep those coming and we'll get through as much as we can. Is there a list or somewhere students can see what agencies are on My Job Match? And are there any remote opportunities available?
There are remote. They don't come in as frequently as, say, an in-person or hybrid work opportunity. Those seem to be kind of more prevalent on the platform, but there is occasionally remote opportunities. The list of organizations, you can view it as you create a profile. You can also view the list of agencies on our website. If you scroll down under, I believe it is Who We Are. Or again, I can provide you a list of additional agencies. Not all are listed. Some depend on whether they have capacity to support more job seekers, but I'm happy to share that information as well.
Thanks, Sarah. Okay, another question here. So, are the employers able to provide accommodations during the application and recruitment process? What would that sort of look like for students?
Nick, do you want to take that one?
Of course. Yeah, when an employer is looking to hire somebody, the conversation has already begun in reference to having someone with a disability or someone who is coming into the work site through the My Job Match portal. We've already, like Sarah said, we've already vetted the employer and they are up to and understanding any accommodations that are needed. And once an individual or candidates or persons with disabilities have come forward with their choice in looking to do this, to apply for this job, at this point in time, that's when we would talk to the employer and ensure that the accommodations are there present, either for the interview or if the individual going just basically for the interview, if there's going to be through a Teams or a Zoom call, or is it in person, and if one of the job coaches or employment specialists would like to be there with them to accommodate any type of understanding in the questions. So those options are all there in the support mechanisms. And the employer does understand, because like Sarah said, the relationship between the employer and the service provider has already been established, and they know that they can contact us for any type of accommodations that are needed.
Thanks, Nick. Do you have any advice for the process of disclosing disabilities to an employer after being hired?
That's a difficult question because it's all based on what the individual would like to. If I have a disability and it does not affect my work, it does not affect my employer needing to accommodate me, no. I sometimes treat it as they need to know what they need to know. If an individual's work may be challenged, or there may be a barrier to them being able to complete their tasks because of their disability, then that's a conversation to say, not state the disability, but actually discuss with the employer what an accommodation may look like for them to be able to complete the task that the employer is asking for. So not coming out and saying, well, hi, this is my diagnosis, and giving the whole medical report. It's, you know what, for me to be able to do this, is there like a bigger screen that I could use? Instead of coming in at 7:30 in the morning, is there a way that I can come in at 9 and work an hour later? If like simple accommodations. And that's a conversation that we could have with individuals who's looking for a job, and at the same time with an employer who's looking to hire.
I'll also mention, related to that question on disclosing, we do have some resources available on our transition to work website through Humber. So there are resources available to support students there as well. Just looking through some other questions here. Again, keep those coming if you have questions. So a student's wondering, does this program allow individuals to connect and talk to employers prior to interviewing or starting a job?
We've created the process so that so if you proceed independently, yes, you would have that ability. If you are working with an agency, yes, you could have that ability, though we strongly encourage you to have your employment professional with you, in the sense that they're the ones that have built that relationship. Obviously, we wouldn't exclude you from talking, or like hinder you from talking with the employer. We value that relationship piece and what that brings to that job opportunity.
But at the same time, just to add to what Sarah said, is when an employer comes to us and gives us the job and says we're looking to hire somebody for this position, they've come through us so we can look at the applicants and have conversations with the individuals looking for work, for us to kind of vet out the best applicants that we can approach the employer with. An employer also has come to us because they don't want 200 applicants sending resumes directly to them for this one job. They've come to us because we're doing some of the human resources work, some of the vetting of the individuals who are the best candidates for their job, and preparing these individuals before the interview to be the best interviewee for this position that's being applied for.
Awesome. Thank you for that feedback. Just looking through any other questions here. Students with limited work or volunteer experience, how can they maybe market themselves, like strategically to help them get a job?
Well, from my experience, be positive. Look forward to trying as many different things as possible. And remember, employment is not a sprint, it's a journey. The job, for example, that Sarah and I or some other people on this
Yeah.
call are doing right now is not the job that they got when they've just finished school. It's a journey. So you're going to get your entry level job. You're going to learn things that you like. You're going to learn things that you dislike. You're going to take those skills and that knowledge and move it towards some other job. So not having experience is not a bad thing, because some employers like individuals who don't have experience, because that means they don't have any bad habits.
Mm.
So at the end of the work experience, just try to be open and try new things. If your focus is paid or unpaid, focus on those or a blend of both, and get as much experience as you can. I know people that are working right now and they want to build a resume. And one lady said to me, she goes, "I just want a volunteer job at a hospital." She goes, "Because I need that on my resume."
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm doing what I'm doing right now and I'm making $20 an hour and I'm working 15 hours a week, I'm okay with that. I need to build up my resume. So whatever you can do, build up your resume slowly and surely. You know, it's not even hard to ask someone who's one of your friends that's doing a job if where he's working you find fun and you can apply there. Asking family members, you know, everybody's first job, I think it was done through nepotism. Somebody that you know, somebody that knew each other, everybody's first job, or at least the worst case, your second job was done through that. So just ask around. If you're motivated and looking for work, ask who's hiring, ask what type of jobs are out there, you know, and just go out there and just try whatever you can. There's not a bad experience. There's just an experience that you can look back on and evaluate to say, this is what I liked and this is what I disliked.
Yeah, and I would also encourage, like, start with a small increment of time. Approach with, you know what, I'm looking for 5 hours. Can you carve 5 hours out for me? Or, you know, that's much more manageable, especially if it's an employer that perhaps is the first time hiring somebody with a disability, or might not have the capacity or, you know, income, whatever, to hire a full time. But going in with a 5 hour is much more, we found, has been much, much more successful.
Sorry, are there any unpaid opportunities or internship types of opportunities on the website?
No, they're all paid. And that's what we really encourage, is paid employment opportunities.
Okay, good to know. If there are students that need support with finding internship opportunities, there are resources available through Humber. Can you just maybe touch on the process? I have a few students asking about uploading their resume. What does
Mhm.
that look like? And is there any support for resumes through the website as well?
With an agency, you do have support to create a resume and cover letter. We also, yes, in both senses too. If you, as you're building a profile, one of the options or one of the last pages, you do have the ability to upload your resume. At which point, if you go to apply for a job, it's there, we're ready to help you. And sometimes that just means adjusting formatting or kind of verifying the employment history and contact details. So that is an option, and it is a functionality within the profile under Match at Match.
Okay, I think we've addressed most of the questions in the chat. So I am going to pass it back over to, I think, Keith.
Yeah, Keith and
Yes.
myself. Sorry, Keith. So yes, thanks so much for that. It was an excellent question and answer. A lot of amazing questions from our students. And thanks to Sarah and Nick for giving a lot of information about this new job match, or not new, but this job match that the students can use to help them find employment. We also have some prize winners for the draw that we were doing. I'll announce those now. So there are 4 $250 everything cards. So from my understanding, it allows you to use quite a number of different, I guess Keith, you can help me with this one, restaurants and different retailers and stuff that people can use this $250 for.
Yeah, there's a wide variety of places where you could use it. I believe when you log in, it will give you a full listing of it. So it's pretty flexible, and I think a lot of our past winners have really enjoyed using it when they've won.
Yeah. So the winners of the $250 everything card, and people will receive this. We'll receive these in a little bit. Sorry if I don't say your name 100% correctly. I'll do my best here. So Alaha Huzinzada has won one of the cards. Congratulations to you. The second winner of the card is Jacqueline Law. The next winner. The next winner is Jana Evans. And our fourth winner of the $250 everything card is Christina Tangelo. And as I said, we'll contact you and verify your your student status, and the prizes will be sent next week, okay, to your emails. Thanks for everyone for participating, and congrats to those who won. We're really happy with those prizes that were given by our sponsors. It's a really good one for students to use.
So the resources don't stop. We have a couple more that we're going to talk about. What I do recommend to students is we're providing a lot of links in the chat. And so just a reminder that you can download the presentation again from the website that we posted, and that way you have that information beyond today. Another thing that I usually recommend is if you go to these websites, automatically save it as a favorite in your web browser, and that way you can start creating a little hub of resources for you to access once you want to start thinking a little bit more about your career and job search journey. So so the first additional community resource I wanted to talk about today is Jobsability. The website is posted at the bottom of the slide. So Jobsability Canada is an exclusive online job platform that's created by and for people who have a disability. Employers who post jobs to the platform demonstrate an intentional commitment to disability inclusive hiring. It's free for job seekers. Jobsability uses AI to assist job seekers in creating their online profiles and provides recommended matches to both the job seeker and employer. And businesses can invite you to apply for their job opportunities. So again, that's Jobsability Canada. The link is posted at the bottom of this slide. And what I recommend once more is just to go to this website and save it as a favorite. And that way you can refer to it a bit later on. Okay, and our second community resource that we want to talk about today is Skilling Up. It's run by the March of Dimes. So Skilling Up is empowering Canadians with disabilities by offering free online learning for beginner, intermediate, and advanced users to help grow their technology skills and unlock opportunity. The service provides clear training paths for specific tech and tech-enabled careers with in-demand soft skills and tech accreditation with Microsoft certificates and LinkedIn learning certifications. So upon completion of one of the Skilling Up online programs, you can request to be matched with a mentor and/or a job developer to help you navigate your transition to the workplace. So it sounds like they offer both online certifications as well as the opportunity to be connected with a mentor or a job developer. And their website is also listed at the bottom, so that's www.skillingup.ca. And both of these have been posted in the chat. Thank you, Lane. If you want to check them out after this webinar. I want to flip it over back to Niall.
Okay. All right. And we also have some specific school, college resources that we're going to mention to you as well. We're going to have Elaine from Humber Polytechnic, Marie from Guelph Humber, and then Danielle from Seneca. And each one of them will explain some of the resources related to their college. And just so the three of you know, we're doing pretty good for time. So feel free to spend a little bit of time on discussing these resources. So Elaine, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I am thrilled to share with you the resources that Humber has. The first one is Accessible Learning Services. So these are supports for current students with disabilities, including academic accommodations, assistive technology training, and disability-related funding. So both Keith and Niall work in that department, and it is here to serve current students. The second one is the Career and Student Success Advisors. They primarily help students navigate through their academic program. These particular advisors also do help with exploring career options and provide general advice for students beginning their job search. The career support peers, current students can book one-on-one appointments for assistance with resumes, cover letters, your LinkedIn profile, and interview preparation. I am a student success advisor who focuses on students with disabilities, and I provide advanced job search assistance, especially for students who require accommodations. The Career Connect job portal, this is the main job portal at Humber. So that's for your full-time, part-time, contract, summer volunteers. So all the paid and unpaid opportunities are on this portal. Devant, if you like AI, this is a great free online career development tool. Again, they have live workshops, information sharing, networking events, and they have AI-driven assistance with resumes and interviewing. Throughout the college, we have events and workshops online or in person. We have our career steps workshops. So those are how-to, very practical workshops to get you going with your resume, your interviewing, and cover letters. We have Transition to Work, which focuses on students with disabilities. We have a March career month and a November career month with lots of activities and community events. We have our career advancement services. So that's exclusive to graduates who need assistance in their job search. And this department offers evening appointments. Perhaps we could move to the next slide. So these are the resources that we have for students with disabilities at Humber. My contact information is on this page. So we have on-campus supports listed. We have off-campus supports listed for graduates who are looking for job search assistance. We have a nice long list of community agencies who can help you. And also the TT, the transition to work, you can click on this link and view our past events. I just want to end off pitching the disability impact on career and employment. That is our DICE assignment, and I assist students if they're interested in this assessment, and it can help you clarify your strengths and help you understand and clarify your accommodations. And I do help students with creating and rehearsing scripts about their accommodation needs. And finally, the assessment can develop those critical self-advocacy skills. Okay, that's it for Humber. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Elaine, for talking about Humber Polytechnic. So now we'll have Marie come up to talk about Guelph Humber.
Hello, everybody. So my name is Marie Norsu. I am the Career Coordinator Services at the University of Guelph Humber. So the students and the alumni of Guelph Humber have access to career services pretty much for life. You each have a career coordinator that specifically has experience with your field of study. So we help each of you with career planning and job search strategies based on your individual skills and interest. Alongside, during the time that you are a student, we help you find your placement, which is mandatory for each of your programs, as well as job and volunteer opportunities to help you along to get to your career goals. We also help with resumes and cover letter support. So we provide feedback, whether it's an in-person meeting, in a virtual meeting, or via email, whichever one suits you best. We also help you prepare during interviews. So we help you talk about your strength, how to phrase certain things, and also during your job search, we'll help you discuss the accommodation that you may be require. Each of your career coordinators also have experience with helping support after graduation. So whether that is as an alumni, your job search, or if you're looking to apply to graduate schools, so helping you look for graduate programs, as well as putting together the documents required for the applications. Throughout the school year, we have a lot of networking events and workshops specifically for each of the programs, but also for general. So we do have career fairs as well as internship and placement fairs where we have employers come in to talk about any opportunities that they have available. And they are open to talking to all of our students, also with our students with disabilities. So alongside our services, students also have access, if they want, to different resources to help them find their strength, to also help them identify what their interests are and what they may want to do as a career goals. We also provide support with LinkedIn and how to network with different individuals, as well as 10,000 coffees. So we have alumni on there if students want to connect with them and learn what they're doing after graduation. And that is it for me.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Marie, from UGH, University of Guelph Humber. And we'll have Danielle come up to speak about Seneca.
Good morning. Thank you everybody for having me today. My name is Danielle Ferguson. I'm a work integrated learning coordinator at Seneca Polytechnic. At Seneca, we focus our kind of career ready programming under our Seneca Works department that we've kind of broken down into a 4-tier team to make sure that we provide student support from all angles, whether you're a current student, a work term student, or an alumni. Our services aim to target you throughout every chapter of your career. Within the Seneca Works department, we offer a variety of resources for students, including resume and cover letter support, interview skills, professional networking, LinkedIn support, job search strategies. This service is available from this time you start at Seneca until forever. We offer this service to all alumni students. And in recent years, we've incorporated the InStage platform, which is an AI technology tool that we use for students to be able to do things like interview prep, presentation skills, and various things in that capacity, with some digital support in the event that they can't make it to an appointment or you really need that quick solution. Some highlights of the Seneca Works team this semester is that we just concluded our largest career fair to date, and there is still time to see some of the jobs that are being offered for the fall semester for anybody who was maybe not able to attend. So I've popped the link for that in the chat there. Seneca has also started providing in-person resume support, so people can walk onto any of our campuses during the available times to just get that firsthand support from one of our peers. That now runs from Tuesdays to Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our Newnham campus, and Wednesdays from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at our York and King campuses. So we really like to make as many options possible for students to get the support that they need in a quick matter. We also have our Career Threads boutique, which runs from our Newnham campus, and that's an organization that we have on site for people to get kind of more business professional outfits for any upcoming job interviews or pieces in that capacity. So if you feel like maybe you're not prepared for an interview and the budget is tight or you need support, we always have that service available for students to get the right attire to really feel confident going into any job interviews. We have our career recharge programs that offer free workshops on and on-demand content to the community to help develop skills towards today's economy. So workshops are every 2 weeks on Tuesday nights from 6 to 7:30. And there are various topics such as respectful communication, conflict resolution, the art of public speaking, innovation, and problem solving. So these are great workshops for anybody who just feels like they need a little bit more support in key areas. And I'll pop the link for that in the chat as well. If you follow the QR code or the first link there, you can get direct access to the Seneca Works webpage. And on that page, you'll see all the services we offer, including some just kind of FAQ pages about different topics like the labor market or a resume and cover letter guide if you're the type of learner who prefers to kind of read the content independently. And you'll also find steps in how you can book appointments. We also have counseling and accessible learning services at Seneca. Their contact information can be found on the page. And Seneca has tried to increase our social media presence for anybody who prefers to use social media platforms. So you're always welcome to follow them on Instagram as well. These services are available to our students at all time for any form of support that you need. And all of the Seneca Works team works together to make sure that your needs are supported. So if we're ever engaging with a student and they just need a little bit extra support, we cross collaborate to make sure that no matter what stage of your journey you're in, you get the support you need to be successful in your career, not just in the moment, but in the future as well. So even if it's 10 years from now and you need to come back and get support, then you reach out to us and we'll be here.
Thanks, Danielle. One question, a student just asked, is Seneca Works available for Humber alumni as well?
No, this would be a service that would be exclusive to Seneca students. But any of the resources that are on the webpage, for example, like the guides and different elements like that, we would definitely encourage any student to go and review the material that we have there.
Awesome. Great. Thanks, Danielle. And that's Danielle from Seneca Polytechnic. Thanks so much today.
Thank you.
All right. Oh, I see a hand from Juhi. Juhi, did you want to type your question into the chat? That's the easiest way for us to do it. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the co-curricular record, and then Keith will just jump back on. We're just going to close out this session for today. So for students that haven't heard of the co-curricular record, so this is specifically for students that are at Humber Polytechnic, who are attending today's webinar. So you can add this session, this workshop that we're doing right now, to your co-curricular record. So once the event is over, the way you do it is you log on to the CCR portal, and you can see the link there on our page here, and you put in your usual My Humber credentials, your student number and your password. You look for today's event. And then you add that experience to your record. And today's event is called Transition to Work, Accessing Opportunity, March 2025. There is, if you're curious about more about the co-curricular record, there's a YouTube video that you can take a look at and explain exactly how you do that. And if you have any just general questions about the CCR, the co-curricular record, there's an email here, so you can ask them any specific questions. And so, I mean, the purpose of this is, this is a chance for students to add additional things to, basically your education portfolio, if you will. So not only your education, your diploma that you've completed here or working on at Humber, but also additional things that you've done. It is, something helpful, even when you're talking to employers or volunteer opportunities, or just to keep a record of the different things that you've done while you've been at the Humber Polytechnic. Okay. Sorry, just looking at a couple questions here. Okay. So that's how that works. So I'll let Keith, if you want to just jump on just to close out our session for today.
And that concludes our session for today. We are ending a little bit early, but we do thank you for attending. We want to say a big thank you to our guest speakers today, Sarah McDonald and Nick, for today's overview of employment services and the My Job Match demo. Thank you to our ASL interpreters, Cynthia and Melanie. Thank you to Crystal and Elaine, our Transition to Work Committee advisory members, for supporting the chat and the Q&A today. Of course, a big thank you to Nathan, our IT specialist, who we heavily rely on to run these webinars and online events. Thank you to Danielle, Marie, and Elaine for the career resources overview from each of the schools. And Allison, who is our transition to work specialist. All of these events are definitely a collaboration, and so I want to recognize everyone who's participated and joined in. And lastly, I want to thank everyone who's joined us today. I hope you found something valuable to take with you on your career journey, a few gems, we'll say, that you could add into your pocket and refer to. And that concludes our event. Oh, and just one last reminder, I know you've mentioned it before, but please fill out our survey. There are 3 ways to access the survey. One is through a link in the chat, which I think was posted recently. We'll also be sending everyone an email with that will include the link to the survey as well, or you can scan the QR code that I'll leave on there for the next few minutes. With that said, thank you. Have a great rest of the day.
Thanks again. It's my pleasure co-facilitating today with Keith, and have a great day and great afternoon.